just days after Jimmie Johnson basically ruled it out, Lowe's just flipped the script. A reunion for Johnson's final ride at the 2027 Daytona 500 might actually be happening, and the details of how it's coming together involve way more than just Johnson and Lowe's. Stick around because this one's about layers. And hey, real quick, if you are a true NASCAR fan like me, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel. NASCAR Nation News is just getting started. We are pushing for our next subscriber milestone, and it's all about real talk from fans who live this sport every week. All right, let's get into it. So here's what's going on. Lowe's is now hinting at a reunion with Jimmie Johnson for his final ride at the 2027 Daytona 500. But it's not as simple as just Lowe's coming back on the car by itself. According to the report, Lowe's actually wants to partner with two other companies to make this happen: Ally Financial and Carvana Racing. Why does that matter? Well, Johnson already has an agreement in place with Carvana Racing to sponsor his final Cup Series start. And on top of that, Ally is currently the sponsor on the number 48 car at Hendrick Motorsports. So if Lowe's is talking about teaming up with both of those partners, it means this wouldn't be a Lowe's takeover. It would be a three-way partnership on that car. Now, if you're wondering why a Lowe's return would be such a big deal, here's the context. Lowe's backed Jimmie Johnson from 2001 all the way to 2018. That's a long run. And during that stretch, Johnson won 7 championships, 5 of them back-to-back. That's the foundation of his legacy. So any hint of Lowe's coming back for his final race carries some real weight with fans who watched that whole era unfold. But here's the thing. This reunion talk comes as a total surprise, and here's why. Johnson recently sat down with SiriusXM, and in that interview, he actually said a Lowe's reunion seemed far-fetched. Basically, he wasn't expecting it to happen. Then, just days after that interview aired, Lowe's posted on X, writing, "Stars have aligned for Jimmie Johnson's swan song." So in a matter of days, this went from probably not happening to Lowe's publicly hinting that it is. That's the unexpected turn. Now let's talk about what this final ride actually looks like on track. Because there's a twist here too. Johnson will be behind the wheel of the familiar number 48. But this time, it won't be a Hendrick Chevrolet. It'll be a Toyota. Hendrick Motorsports is loaning him the entry as a one-off deal specifically for this race. So you got the number that fans associate with his championship years, but in a different manufacturer, made possible because Rick Hendrick is lending out that entry just for this one race. And Johnson himself has been giving a lot of credit to Rick Hendrick for making this whole thing possible. He recently opened up about how the deal came together, and by his own account, it started with him. Johnson said, quote, "It was an idea he had, and he knew going in that it was far-fetched and complicated, with a lot of layers to it. But he called Rick Hendrick and pitched the idea anyway." According to Johnson, Hendrick's response was basically, he loved it, and he was ready to get to work. From there, Johnson said it took cooperation for NASCAR, from Ally, from Alex Bowman, and a number of other important pieces to actually get the deal done. Johnson also pointed to Hendrick's relationships across the sport as the reason this was even possible, working across different manufacturers and different title sponsors. There were conversations with NASCAR involved too, and multiple layers to sort through. In Johnson's words, there's only one man who could have pulled this off. And that's Rick Hendrick, or as Johnson calls him, Mr. H. Now, before we wrap up, let's put this final ride into perspective by looking back at just how big Johnson's career actually was. His rookie full-time season came in 2002. He won 3 races that year and finished 5th in the standings. Not a bad start at all. He came back in 2003 and finished all 36 races inside the top 10, ending up 2nd in the championship fight. Then in 2004, Johnson and his Lowe's teammates won 8 races together, but still fell short of the title by just 8 points. Painfully close. 2006 is when it all came together. Johnson won his first Cup championship that year. He kicked things off by winning the season-opening Daytona 500, then added 4 more wins at Talladega, Indianapolis, Las Vegas, and Charlotte. From there, Johnson went on a 5-year reign at the top of the sport, which is exactly where the nickname 5-time comes from. He wasn't done yet either. He added 2 more championships in 2013 and 2016, before eventually retiring in 2020. After stepping away from full-time racing, Johnson acquired Petty GMS Racing and renamed it Legacy Motor Club. In 2024, he moved that organization from Chevrolet over to Toyota. Today, Johnson is the majority owner of LMC and he competes part-time. So this Daytona 500 ride would be a full circle moment. The No 48. A new manufacturer and possibly the sponsor that started it all, coming back one more time. So here's a question for you. Do you think Lowe's, Alley, and Carvana Racing all coming together on that? No. 48 car would be the perfect send-off for Jimmie Johnson. Drop your thoughts down in the comments. And that's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join the NASCAR Nation news community. We'll catch you in the next one.